What I want to talk about today are 5 apps that will hopefully help you with your social media management and also your tools that can help your profile and your band. App number 1 is an app called Buffer. What Buffer lets you do is you can plan out a number of posts on there. So like it lets you link up to a couple of social media accounts such as Facebook, such as Twitter, Facebook pages, Instagram. For the free accounts, you are limited to the number of accounts that you can connect or profiles that you can connect. But what I want to show you afterwards is a couple of things that we can look at as well to kind of work around this. So I've used Buffer in the past just to kind of get my Facebook posts set up in advance so that I can kind of not have to really think about it. But if you're a band, you're going out for gigs, you could basically spend like an hour at the start of each week just like pre-planning all your posts, getting it all done in one go, and then it's all done in advance and you don't have to worry about it. So Buffer, I think, is a really, really good and useful tool. There's desktop and mobile apps for that, and the links will be in the description below. So app number 2 is an app that I really recommend, which is called IFTTT, which stands for If This Then That. What I really like about If This Then That is it lets you automate your social media accounts across different networks. So what I predominantly use this for is if I post an update on my Facebook page, I automatically copy the text and any images that I use and update my Twitter account in a native Twitter format. This is also the same for Instagram. If I upload a post on Instagram, that will automatically cross over to Twitter and it literally adds the posts and the images as well. So if we combined If This and That with Buffer, it would mean that we could post an image onto one social media network that was already pre-planned, and then that would automatically cross over and post to the other sites. So it just means that you're saving a little bit of time with your cross-posting, having to retweet stuff. So it's automating a few bits and pieces that you might want to do and start conversations. I'm using If This and That as well for my YouTube account. So when I post a new YouTube video like this one, it'll automatically go onto my website as a new blog post as well. If This and That is free, there's quite a few different things that you can do with this as well. But if you were looking for a paid option or something with more professional services, there's a more comprehensive version of If This and That by another company called Zapier. And that would let you connect different services together, such as like if you're using QuickBooks, using Stripe payments, you can look at or customer management software, you can look at kind of combining all those connections between the different services. But for bands, I strongly recommend looking at If This and That as a really good way of just spreading out your content and getting your reach out to as many people as possible. So the next one, number 3. App number 3 is an app called Snapspeed. I'm using Snapspeed quite a lot for any posts and images that I'm using on Instagram, on Facebook pages. I'm generally using my camera now quite a lot. So I transfer the pictures from my camera onto my phone. I edit the images on my phone rather than opening up something like Photoshop because I haven't got a subscription. I've got something else, which is like a cheap knockoff. And Snapspeed does everything that I kind of need it to do. So I'm using that because it's quick, it's free. It doesn't take me too long to do in a couple of minutes, and then I can literally transfer it straight from Snapspeed over to Facebook or Instagram, and then I can use Buffer or I can use If This and That and then spread it off to the other one. So I really, really strongly recommend Snapspeed if you're looking at going into more detail with social media postings. Following on from Snapspeed, another thing that I'm using quite often as well for my images, so for my YouTube thumbnails, is a website called Canva, which is Canva. Now, Canva is brilliant. It's kind of like a web-based Photoshop editor. It's really, really simple. It comes up with tons and tons of templates. So I think I've just all my Facebook banners, my YouTube banners, any thumbnails, any posts for LinkedIn, all my templates have tended to come from Canva. The reason I love Canva is because it is really simple to use. Anyone can use it. There are a lot of templates on there that you can kind of upload and adapt and change. So there's lots of different options for social media posts. Everything's already been pre-made. You don't have to worry about researching or Googling it, pixel sizes or anything. Don't have to worry too much about photo editing or getting the right text. There's lots of templates on there. So I think that one is a really, really useful tool, especially for bands who are looking to make flyers or whatever. That's also great for that as well. The final app I want to talk about today is G Drive Suite, or an alternative would be Dropbox. In G Drive or Dropbox is they give you a limited amount of free storage, and what I'd recommend doing is just creating a promotional folder with band's biography, artist biography, information to text, and then also have some information where maybe like a sample of an MP3 or a track that they can listen to, along with some photos that can be used for press promotion. So basically an online press kit that you can easily share. The reason why I'm suggesting this is that if there's one source that you've got it's all ready to go, and then you've contacted someone, hey, can you just send us some links to your tracks? And go, here you are, here's everything that you need. And that's what I think is really, really good. The other thing that's also really useful is what we've tended to find now is we're getting tracks from mixing over G Drive, and they can just share us a folder or compress, we can download it, and it's just easy to kind of go back and forth with mix changes and change other bits and pieces. So I'd strongly recommend having a look at G Drive or Dropbox just for easily sharing the information. Obviously there's other ones like WeTransfer, which is probably more beneficial for sending files with a limited time limit on it. Some because the free account only lets you upload things for 14 days and then it's deleted. So those are the apps that I recommend just to begin with, starting out, just to get the band up and running. If there's any other apps that you think would be useful to share with others, please let me know in the comments and descriptions below. I'd love to hear from it, and if there's anything else that I could think of, I'll add them as well in the comments. But for now, please, thanks again, like and subscribe. There's some videos around, I don't really know where yet, there might be one there. This video has been recommended. This one's I think is a really good playlist, and thanks again, and I will see you all very, very soon.